Hey, reflection. Right now, there's no one in the room, but I just wanted to get on here. I wanted to try YouTube Live because I normally go on Facebook and do my videos, but for some reason, when I do my Facebook videos, I'm not able to transfer them to YouTube like I used to. I have an app that allows me to do that, but for some reason it's saying download link not found. So I don't know. So I said, well, let me try something new. So I wanted to try YouTube, and I think I will also try Instagram as well. Hey, reflection, there's 2 people in the room. How you doing? Alright, so today's video is going to be about you being in the cult. And before I start my topic, at first I was like questioning whether or not I wanted to get on camera today, because it's always a decision, it's always a choice, whether or not I want to do this, continue to talk. Because today I just didn't feel like myself. I was looking at myself in the mirror. I had bags, and I was just looking. I was like, hold up. All you're thinking is vanity. And I get a lot of comments, not necessarily based on what I'm saying. I get a lot of comments based on what I look like. And the thing that I really want to make clear is that what you are witnessing is your reflection going through a transformation. See, my name used to be Stephanie, and still it is my government name, my license, my passport. It still has Stephanie on it. But what you are witnessing is a transformation into my higher self. I went to Costa Rica a couple of months ago. Well, I just got back, but a couple of months ago. And that was a decision to elevate my levels of consciousness. Well, yeah, I went to Costa Rica and I had an experience, but what you don't seem to realize is that through that experience, a part of me had to die. And with anything dying, it is a transformation, something coming into itself. When we're talking on death in spiritual forms, not in the European form, when death is no longer. No, death is a shedding of something to allow something more enlightened to be. So sometimes you may see me come on this camera looking radiant and beautiful, and at other times you may see me come on here looking out of it or just in a daze. But what I'm allowing you is that the privilege to see my transformation from Stephanie to Fury, because Stephanie is no more. Stephanie is my lower self. So in this transformation, there are my own inner demons that I have to conquer, and things that I have to let go, and especially let go of things that no longer serve me. And so within that transformation, there will be a struggle, because sometimes we don't want to let go of that part of ourselves that we're familiar with. So I just wanted to put that out there, and I know I'll probably have to explain myself again, because sometimes my reflection does not realize that or remember what transformation is. So, in that being said, what I wanted to do is talk about what a cult is, because when I went to Costa Rica, everybody that knew me was like, oh my goodness, you're going into a cult. And I never denied that I did go to a cult. But what people do not realize, my reflection does not realize exactly what a cult is. And when you're in Babylon, in the United States, or any other country that goes against nature, because that's really what Babylon is. It is your part of your lower self that goes against the nature to what is true, to the original form, and that is nature. And Babylon, as you see, is the opposite of that. So that's what I mean when I say Babylon. But you are in a cult in Babylon and you don't even realize it. See, when I went to the cult of Melanation, that was out of my free will, out of my knowing, and I knew what I was getting myself into. My reflection that's in Babylon in the United States, you don't even realize that you are in a cult. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to educate you on what the word cult means, because a lot of times we take things out of concept based on our perception, not based on the facts or the objective truth, but just based on your subjective perception on what a cult is, because what you have come to the knowledge of what a cult is something negative and bad. And being in a cult is not a bad or good thing. Like even you being in a cult in Babylon is not a good or bad thing. It just is. But when you are aware of what you are in, that's when you have the power to control your reality. So let me educate you on what a cult is. And what I have is my laptop, because I wanted to give you the actual definition. I didn't want to just make up something. I wanted to be objective truth, so that you can be like, all right, Fury, she told me what a cult was. So this is the definition of a cult. A cult is, and there's like 5 definitions. It says a formal religious veneration, a system of religious beliefs and rituals, a religion regarded as unorthodox or spurious. It's a body of adherents like the voodoo cult, the satanic cult. A system for the cure of disease based on dogma set forth by its promulgator. I don't even know how to say that word. Promulgator. I think that's what it is. Like a health cult. Then my favorite definition of a cult is a great devotion to a person, idea, object, movement, or work, such as a film or book, criticizing how the media promotes the cult of celebrity, especially. Such devotion regarded as a literary or intellectual fad, the object of such devotion. A usually small group of people characterized by such devotion. The singer's cult of fans. The film has a cult following. Okay, so one of the words that stuck out for me was religious in this definition. So let's go to what religious means. So religious is relating to or manifesting faithful devotion to an acknowledged ultimate reality or deity, a religious person or religious attitude. So, with all that being said, and with the facts that I placed in front of you, because the reason why this is important is because we communicate, we identify with language. That is what in our realm that we're in as humans, that's how we communicate, that's how we identify, it's with words. So in knowing that and being a creator of our reality is with our words, we need to make sure we are using the right words in what we're trying to say or what we're trying to emulate. So with me saying that Babylon is a cult, just think about your life. Think about your way of life, right? You get up every morning, you go to work or you go to school. Think about the foods you eat. Why do you eat the foods that you eat? Why do you eat meat? Okay? Why do you listen to the music that you listen to? Why do you wear the clothes that you wear? Why do you speak the language and how you interpret it the way that you do? Because of your environment that you are in, because of society and the rules that they have put up on you to follow. Now, in each environment, it's different. Like you have suburban, you have urban, you have country, you have rural areas. But when you go into these different groups, everyone talks the same. Everyone almost looks the same. Everyone dresses the same. There might be a little individuality, but for the most part, everyone pretty much moves at the same rate. So when I went to Melanation, it was the same thing. when I got into the cult that I was in, that I chose to be in, it was the same thing. We have the same language. Like sometimes you say, oh, y'all all taught the same. Yeah, we all taught the same. We all ate the same. We thought the same. But the reason why I chose that route is because I chose to be in the cult of nature. I chose to get back in the order of who I really was. I chose to get closer to source, and that was the cult that I was in. My cult was nature. But see, here in Babylon, my reflection doesn't even realize that they're not even thinking for themselves. Because how many melanated women try to look like these celebrities that they see on television? How many women you see, and I'm about to say the girl's name, so y'all can come for me if you want to. How many melanated women go out here trying to look like Beyonce or Rihanna? Or try to use the black slang words that they see on television? Like how many of you see that? And then a lot of times they say, oh, you're acting black. Well, what does it mean to act black? What does that mean? Oh, she's acting black. If you see a white person talking a certain way, you link that to it trying to act black. So for me, I look at acting black as a cult. In reality, it is, because in the black culture, you have rap, you have soul food, you have, different way of clothing that, black people wear. But why is it that we don't look at that as a bad thing? Because it isn't. It's just a way of life. It's a group of people following a way of life. So what I'm here to say is, wake up, open your levels of consciousness, and look at what you're following. Look at what you are believing in. And your environment plays a big part. And that's the reason why you have to get out of this simulated environment and get into an environment that is conducive to your growth and conducive to you opening your mind to realize who you really are. Because Babylon is not set for that. Babylon is to put you in this box and keep you away from who you really are. And who you really are is God. But Babylon makes you feel like that you're limited, and that the only way that you can get through in this life is that you have to have a job, you have to work, there's responsibilities, somebody owes you something. And that is far from reality. You are God. You created all of this. And the first thing you have to do is realize everything is only your perception, and you must change your perception. And the only way you can change your perception is coming into the awareness of who you really are. And the first thing you have to do, you have to know how you think. You have to know how to base your feelings from thoughts, because your feelings are just thought. Because you look at something and you're like, I don't like that because the way that I feel. Well, why do you feel that way? And why are you looking at this situation the way that you are looking at it? And then once you can control that, you control everything. Like, I see comments, but I've never used this before, so I don't know how it works. So I'll probably have to look at your comments later. But I just really wanted to make that clear and open your mind to another perspective. I'm not on here trying to force anyone to believe in what I believe, because what I realized in my existence is my purpose here. My purpose is to come in this existence, experience the human experiences, because I am God having a human experience. And within that, I'm letting off a frequency for those that resonate to me. Everyone else, it's just an illusion. But I'm here to let off a frequency for those that resonate to me, and you will vibrate to me because you are my reflection. You are my higher self. And there's something about what I'm saying that touches you here, and that makes you open your levels of consciousness, makes you open your eyes to see, wow, okay, maybe what she's saying is true. So just continue to educate yourself, continue to open your mind, continue to utilize your cell phone and your laptop for information instead of just Googling bullshit. watching reality TV, utilize that what we have now, because we're not always going to have access to unlimited information, to educate ourselves on the truth of things. And again, just think about the cult that you are in, because you are in a cult, whether you want to realize it or not. Wherever you're located, look at all the people around you. Look at how you all communicate with each other, the words that you use. Look at the food that you eat. Look at how you dress. Look at like the things that you do on your free time when you're not at work. What are the things that you do? Like, look at all the things that you have in common, and then you will see, like, wow, yeah, you're right. I am in a cult. And just like I said about the definition of the cult followings, like the celebrities, like, we live our lives and are so focused on somebody that we don't even know. Like, we follow, like I said, Beyonce, Oprah, Donald Trump, Obama. Have you ever actually met these people? Have you ever had an actual intimate experience with these people? When I mean intimate, I mean actually had a conversation, got to know them, got to be in the same room with them and had a conversation, but yet you follow them, you listen to them. That is your God. You see? So think about the people that you are listening to and following. Because for me, my cult is nature. Whether if it's in melanation or whatever, like, my cult that I follow is nature, because I know nature is true. I know nature was here before I came into existence, and it will be here after I come into this realm of existence. So I follow the laws and the orders of nature as closely as I can. And especially being back in Babylon, I have a true appreciation and love for nature, because I've been to the pure source of nature. Because here, this is just an illusion. Like, what you see is potted plants. That's what you see is potted plants. We're all potted plants in Babylon. So that is what I follow, because that's the closest thing of the godly order that I have created within my mind, because everything is all in my mind. I'm the observer of everything, and my perception is what makes everything reality. So that's what I wanted just to talk about today. I hope y'all can hear me. So next time I will come back on here and talk, because I really like this, and I don't have to worry about going on Facebook, uploading that, bringing it over here. I actually like this, and it's less distracting. So, alright then, well, peace, love, and light.